Good morning. Yep, that's right. This is your host, Jeff Ski Kinsey, with another podcast, audio podcast. I'm starting to get back into the video mode as well, so look for those coming soon. But, quick reminder, it's going to be just about as great a day as you make up your mind to make it. So join me, and let's make it a fabulous day. Quick note that today's Fast Charge Energy, that's also the website, fastchargeenergy.com, podcast is an audio brought to you by Rhino Island Media. Continuing on our theme of destination disruption, as has happened in the EV world, actually in the auto industry, EVs pretty much as a result of the efforts of Elon Musk and a few bold, intelligent, very capable individuals, the EV world has turned the auto industry on its ear. And part of that you can see in evidence by the UAW strike. I'm just wondering how those auto manufacturers that have, like GM, been floating a lot of junk bonds of late are going to make those payments without any cars. So, but I digress. Allow me to talk about one of my favorite topics, fast charge energy, and what we're doing. We believe that the key to EV adoption is the destination, but not just any destination, amazing destinations, like, say, the Hall of Fame Village in Canton, Ohio, or the Grand Strand in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Or, of course, one of my favorites, where I lived and worked for a number of years, Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. Or Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where I've spent a number of winters with just me, myself, and my motorcycle. So, think about this. What NEVI, the National EV Infrastructure money, $7.5 billion over 5 years, is doing is making it possible for you to travel the country, because again, their mission is to put a fast charge EV station every 50 miles on the interstate system across the country. Their goal is to make it possible for non-Teslas, which in the administration eyes means UAW-based organizations, okay, to make it possible for non-Teslas to travel the U.S. as freely as Teslas do. Now, why do I say it like that? Well, because Tesla has arguably, you can't even argue this point, they have the world's greatest supercharging infrastructure. But guess what? That's not sufficient. That's right. It's as great as it is, it's not sufficient. It's still a less than perfect experience. If you're going to a destination, let's pick on Myrtle Beach, one of my favorites. I have business interests in Myrtle Beach. Let's say you want to go there in a Tesla. And I planned this trip. I looked at using an app called Turo, Turo, and renting a Tesla Model Y at the Akron-Canton Airport and driving it to Myrtle Beach. And I could do that with 2 stops at superchargers, and I'd spend roughly 30 minutes at each of those stops, which is typical. I mean, you get something to eat, restroom breaks, stretch your legs, whatever, okay? And each of those 2 stops would be at a supercharging station with at least 8 charging posts or sticks, or as someone in Tesla called it, a bank, a bank of chargers, okay? 8 or more at least 150 kW or more. One of them, as I recall, was 150. The other location was 250 kW, okay? Contrast that with me trying to make that same trip. I planned it out with a Nissan Ariya, which is their new car. Very interesting. Looks great. I've been a Nissan fan going back to my Datsun days. But I would probably have to make at least 3 stops, and I would be stopping at places that had 1 or 2 charging posts. And so when you combine that with a number of factors, the bottom line is you can't get there from here in a Nissan anytime soon, or any other non-Tesla, okay? It's going to be a challenge because, well, I could go on and on. The bottom line is, in fact, I got to post a picture for this podcast of a camping experience. There's been a resurgence in travel across the U.S., across the world, as we come out of the pandemic, and also camping. Now, there could be nothing cooler than camping in your Tesla. Think about that. It's a company called Dreamcase, as I recall, that makes a mattress for the Tesla. And Tesla actually implemented what they call camp mode on the environment system. So you put it in camp mode, and it keeps the car at whatever temperature you said. Whether you want it cool in the summer or warmer in the winter, you set it at camp mode, and it efficiently keeps the environment system running while you sleep. Think of that. So instead of stopping somewhere and paying $100 or $200 or more for a room, especially if you're traveling to Florida, and let's say you want to make it in a 2-day trip, with a layover somewhere. Well, why pay for an expensive room when you've got a $40, $50, $60, $80,000 Tesla? Throw in a mattress. Hey, I could go on and on. The idea is, for Fast Charge Energy, our focus is powering up your destination so it can be a lot of fun. You don't want to get up early on your trip to Myrtle Beach, especially not dad or mom, whoever's the driver of the family. You don't want them to have to get up early, go to the supercharger, fill up your vehicle, drive it back to the hotel, load up everybody and everything, and then head off down the road. No. What if you could get a great charge where you're staying? Aha. Reach out. We can help. FastChargeEnergy.com. Tell them Ski sent you.